You guys voted for what games you wanted to see in this video. So here it is, the Redmi K20, K20 Pro and the OnePlus 7 Pro. I've gone into speed booster mode and turned everything up to max settings on all phones. As you can see here, I've gone into each app individually and also turned all of the settings up to maximum on everything. We're going to have to get onto the OnePlus 7 Pro in a minute, but have a look at these temperature readings. They are slowly starting to rise as I'm going into these games. Mordern Combat 5 is pretty GPU intensive. It is very fast paced and there's a lot going on.
Let's go!
Even though these settings were turned up to maximum on both phones, I did notice a slight difference with the Redmi K20 Pro. I set both frames per second to 60, but I'm not sure the Redmi K20 really got up to that level. I felt like the K20 Pro was much smoother and had a much more realistic 60 frames per second mode, whereas the Redmi K20 didn't quite get to the level of the K20 Pro. Having said that, the overall gaming experience on both phones was incredibly similar and very good. Anyway, we finished this one. So let's move on to the next game. Mortal Kombat is a simpler game, but the temperatures are creeping higher and higher. Let's have a look at some gameplay. There's a lot for the processor to work on. It's a very fast-paced game and there's a lot of action in this one. Again, the K20 and the K20 Pro give a very similar experience on Mortal Kombat. On Asphalt 9 you can't choose frames per second, but you can choose quality. So I turned both up to the highest settings yet again. Whilst playing Asphalt 9, I could not tell you a difference in the gameplay between the K20 and the K20 Pro. Both were fast-paced. Neither of them dropped any frames. Both were very, very smooth. A great experience on both phones. As I'm playing games back to back here, I'm not giving the phone any time to breathe or cool down. You can see that the temperatures are getting higher and higher and higher. We're over 35 degrees on the K20 Pro now. Feeling in the hand though is really fine. It doesn't feel too hot. Obviously the phone is hot, but it's not uncomfortable and it feels perfectly normal. Moving on to Shadowgun Legends, and this was the first game where I noticed a big difference between the K20 and the K20 Pro. I turned both phones up to max settings as I have done with all the other apps. This is the K20 and I felt during gameplay that things got a little bit slow and sluggish, like the processor was just struggling a bit with the gameplay. On the other hand, the K20 Pro, as you can see here, felt a little bit smoother and a little bit quicker than the K20. So I played Shadowgun Legends for a bit longer, and I think that the K20 would benefit from just turning down the settings a little bit. I think the gameplay would be better overall. But for the purposes of this test, I wanted to push these phones to the absolute limit to see how far we could push them. And I think the K20 just reached its limit on full-blown Shadowgun Legends. Having said that, if you just turn the settings down a little bit, you're going to get some really quality gameplay. And having played this game before on slightly reduced settings, it was just as good, I felt, as the K20 Pro anyway. you can see that the processor is getting a real whipping. 37 degrees on that K20 Pro. All right, I won't put it off any longer. This is the K20. That is the max settings on that. And the K20 Pro here. PUBG, of course. You can't have HD Plus on the K20 Pro yet though. Temperature's actually reduced a little bit because of loading times into the game. But just have a look at some gameplay. Alright, so here is the OnePlus 7 Pro, finally. Why did I wait to the end? It's not my fault. Unfortunately, I live in China and I just could not download the other apps. I couldn't get access to the Google Play Store. It's blocked here, it's very frustrating, but that's the way it is. How does the OnePlus 7 Pro with its 90Hz refresh rate Quad HD display handle gaming? What are the temperatures like compared to the K20 and the K20 Pro? Now, I couldn't play all the previous games on the OnePlus 7 Pro like I did on the other two phones, but I did play this game for long enough, actually all the way to the end. The temperature range was 33.3 to 35.4 on that one. So what were the final scores? Well, the K20 Pro definitely got hotter than the K20. It's a more powerful chip in that one, so it's to be expected. But really, the gaming experience on both of those phones and the OnePlus 7 Pro is amazing. You won't be unhappy with any of these.
When the world is on your shoulders and you feel like